Hello, hey, this is Jim Lambright. I am one half of the Lambright team, and the reason that I'm coming to you today is to talk about something that we get asked questions on a lot, and that is about credit. People always have questions about credit. How do I improve my credit score? How's this going to affect my credit? If I do a bank short sale, what's it going to do to my credit? What happens if I miss a payment? Should I pay off this credit card? Should I pay off this collection? And the answer to that is um, everybody's situation is completely different. See, your credit report is sort of like a living and breathing thing. It changes all the time, absolutely all the time. So Stacy and I, between the two of us, have about 24 years experience dealing with credit reports and how different actions affect your score. And people always want to know what their score is. So Stacy and I had the opportunity to take a class with actually it's a OSU alumni. He graduated from law school at Ohio State, and he works with credit bureaus, challenging things on the credit reports, and works basically with credit law. His name was Patrick Ritchie. This is his book here. Went through the book. It's got great stuff in it, and sitting in his class, he taught me quite a few things that I didn't know. One of the main things he talked about in the beginning is something that I think everybody needs to understand in this society is that you as a person are not defined by your credit report. Okay, it's a score. It's a score that allows other people to assess your credit worthiness, but it does not make you any better or worse of a person, depending on what your score is. I have people that are just, devastated because something happened in their life. They lost their job and their credit score went down the tubes. Who cares? I mean, unless you're trying to borrow money, who cares what your score is? It is important, but it is not imperative as to the type of person you are. Okay, there. I just want to get that off my chest because I've seen people cry in appointments over their credit score, and it's just is not that important for you as a person. Okay, so I got that off my chest. Number one thing that you need to do is you need to pull your credit report once a year. Okay, and I don't mean go into a lender and pull it. You can go to a place called annualcreditreport.com. I almost did the TV commercial one that I hear all the time. It's ingrained in my head. Annualcreditreport.com. That is free. You can go in and you can check your credit and make sure there's things on there. Listen, Social Security numbers are being stolen left and right. There's all kinds of things going. People can put stuff on your credit report just by having your name and your address. They can put something on your credit report with that. So you got to get on there and make sure everything is correct. Do it a minimum of once a year. Now, if you want your actual score, the numerical scoring model, they're going to try to sell you that. You don't need that unless you're applying for credit and you want to know where your number is, which I'll get into here in just a little bit. But that's the number one thing. You need to pull your credit report once a year. Okay, so what happens if I do find something on there? We're going to talk about that here in a second too. Before I talk about that, I want to let you know about a thing called a security freeze. And this, I didn't know about this, but for free via the credit bureaus, you can have your credit report locked. What I mean by locked is no one can pull your credit without a PIN code, and that lasts for 7 years. You can put a credit freeze on there, a security freeze it's called, so that no one can pull credit or apply for credit in your name without a PIN code. I thought that was tremendous. What a great idea. Somebody can't go in and steal your identity and borrow some money with you. So it's called a security freeze. So check that out. That's through the credit bureau. It's free and it's good for 7 years with a PIN number. Okay. Here's something that I haven't been doing, and I'm going to start doing this immediately right now after taking this class, and that is save a copy of your credit report once a year. When you pull this credit report through annualcreditreport.com, save the report. What I mean by that is print it in triplicate, put one in a fire safe box, put one somewhere else, and scan another one to your computer and save it. The reason you need to save these credit reports is because if something pops up on your credit that is not correct, they can only go back and correct it so far. But if you have your credit report from 3 years ago and it does not show that item on there, you can challenge these things in the court of law. But if you don't have it, no one has records of your credit reports from 2-3 years ago. And a question came up in class, how long should I keep these credit reports? Should I just keep them 7 years? And the answer was no, you keep them for a lifetime. I found that interesting. You need to keep them forever. because if something extraneous pops up and you need to prove things in the past. This is especially true for our bank short sale clients. In fact, for our bank short sale clients, he recommends if you're doing a bank short sale or if you had something bad happen to you, you had a foreclosure or a deed in lieu, you need to have your credit pulled every 6 months and a printed copy of that and keep it. Because what's going to happen is when you go to apply for a loan, because you can't buy a house again after a short sale. You can buy again, but you're going to need to be able to prove when these things actually went on your credit report and how far back they go. So immediately when you sell your house with the short sale, you need to get your credit pulled, and then you need to do it every 6 months after that so that we can dispute discrepancies there on your report. It's really hard to dispute discrepancies when you don't have the old reports. Okay, so that's imperative that you do that. Let's see, what else did he have in here that I thought was really good stuff? You had, excuse me, that's my cell phone. I'll turn that off. Should have done that before I started talking here. Never bank where your debts are. This came from a lawyer. Okay, what he means by that is if you have your mortgage with Chase, you probably should not have your checking account and savings account with them. And the reason he said that is when you sign up for these checking and savings accounts, when you sign all that long list of paperwork that's in there, there is something in there that allows them to come and take money out of your account if you go delinquent with them. So if something happened, you lost your job, you went delinquent on your house 3-4 months, they could come and pull the delinquencies out of your checking account. I did not know that, and I thought that was a really good point. Never bank where your debts are. So that's a good one there. Also, that goes with credit cards. If you have a Chase credit card and a Chase checking account, I hate to keep using the name Chase. I've never not used just one bank's name, but it could be any bank. You should not have your debts where you bank. And I thought that was something very good to know. Here's the thing about credits. It's very hard to understand. There's places out there that can clean up credit. What if you find discrepancies? The credit bureaus have built-in programs for you to dispute things on your credit report. They don't make it easy. Okay, they make money off of people having bad credit because they sell their services then to lenders. So you can go and hire a credit repair company. I'll tell you this right now. There's nothing a credit repair company can do for you that you can't do for yourself. I did learn that. Now, the thing about it is, will you go and do it? There's a lot of steps. So sometimes it pays to have somebody clean your credit for you. And that's a personal decision that you'll make. If you're a detail-oriented person and you can monitor timelines and you're good at sending things out in the mail and providing proof of discrepancies, then you'd be a good person to go ahead and do it your own. But if you're the type of person that doesn't like paperwork, is not good at staying on top of that kind of thing, and doesn't keep good records, and know that you need to send a certain letter to the credit bureau within 7 days. I mean, their timelines are there, and they will absolutely, they'll close your file out if you don't follow these timelines. Then maybe you do need a credit repair company. Stacy and I have a list of those people that we have had clients use in the past and have had good success. There also, we might be able to give you some guidance as to what you need to do and help you out with that. Here's the last thing that I'll get off here. Your credit score is comprised of 3 things, basically. It's comprised of the amount of debt that you carry. Okay, that's 1/3 of your score. The amount of total debt you're carrying. Yes, a house, mortgage, and things like that, that's considered debt. The credit bureau does not know how much money you make. So they're going to count your debt. It's going to be counting against your scores. The proportion of your revolving debt as opposed to your balances. What I mean by that is on your credit card, $10,000 credit card, if you go above 50%, that's $5,000 balance, it starts dinging your score. If you go above 30%, it dings your score. So you want to keep your credit card balance always below 30% of your maximum limit. 30% of your limit. So $10,000 card, don't ever go above $3,000 on the total you have on your card, and you'll have the highest score. And then the last thing is the length of time that you have accounts. So those are the 3 components that make up your score. As always, we're here to help. You got a question or somebody you know or care about needs some questions, just give us a buzz. I'll put our number and our email on here, but my number is 614-804-2100. Leave a good message, a good time for us to talk, or you can go to lambrightteam.com and we'll be all set up there to communicate. Thanks. Talk to you. Bye.